Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, hello, wherever you might be calling in from in the world, and welcome to today's virtual closer look. My name is Brian Howard, and I work on the Explorer Elevation team at the National Geographic Society. Together with my teammates, Murray Swanberg, Jenny Lin, and Stacy McLean, we centralize and strategically manage the surfacing of explorers on National Geographic platforms and on external stages as well. As a community, we at National Geographic respectfully acknowledge that our global headquarters in Washington, D.C., where I'm calling in from today, occupies the homelands of the Piscataway and Natchitoches Anacostan peoples. We recognize the indigenous individuals and communities who live in the D.C. metropolitan area today, as well as those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. In offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm indigenous history and experiences. As an impact-driven nonprofit, we support a diverse international community of National Geographic explorers who use the power of science, exploration, education, and storytelling to illuminate and protect the wonder of our world. We acknowledge a colonialist past that did not always understand, recognize, or value the important contributions and traditions of Indigenous communities. An organization's past does not need to define its future, however, and we are committed to meaningfully engaging with past mistakes while amplifying the voices of Indigenous explorers and communities. Whether this is your first time joining a closer look or you join these regularly, I'd like to thank you for showing up and for supporting the series. More so, I'd like to thank you for showing up for our explorers. It really means a lot to them that you're listening to them talk about their work in their own words. So, the goal of this series is to foster a greater understanding of the incredible breadth of people and projects in which the society is invested, and to create direct connections between explorers and staff, which will hopefully allow for further opportunities to amplify our explorers' voices and accelerate the impact of their work. I want to reiterate that this call is being recorded. That includes all of the chat function. And that means that if you have to leave this call early, or you want to share this with a team member, or you want to rewatch it, you can find that recording in an archive of all of our Closer Look recordings on NG Connect. If you can't access NG Connect, you're having trouble finding the recording you're looking for, just let me or Mary know, and we would be happy to share it with you directly. So we're really excited today that we have young explorer Sandra FORBAH Nwemetu, who's with us today. She's going to present for about 30 minutes, and then we'll have time for a Q&A. If you've got questions as she's presenting, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we'll get to them at the end. Otherwise, save them to the end. Use the hand raise function. We'll call on you, or put them in the chat if you don't feel comfortable using the hand raise function. We'll get to you. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to pass it off to Jasmine Cassart to tell you a little bit more about the Young Explorer program and to introduce Ingwe.
Thanks, Brian. Quick question. I don't see Wei on the Zoom at the moment. I think she might have had technical issues, so I'm thinking she'll be right back, but she doesn't need to hear her intro. She knows who she is. So I'll introduce myself. I am Jasmine Cassart, she, her. I work with JT Harden to support Young Explorers like Wei, and we are super excited to have her here virtually. Wi-Fi connection with holding strong. So big thanks to Brian and Mary and the Explorer Elevation team for making today's closer look possible. A quick reminder about the Young Explorer program. This program recognizes and invests in bold and creative changemakers ages 18 to 25 who are making a difference in their communities and beyond. This program offers project funding, but it also connects young leaders to mentorship, peer community, and the resources, relationships, and platforms that help them expand their reach, strengthen their skills, and really scale the impact. So if you have any questions about the Young Explorer program, feel free to reach out to me or JT. But in the meantime, I will go back to introducing Wei. FORBAH Sandra Nwemetu is an environmental educator and a 2024 Young Explorer who encourages ocean literacy in communities in Cameroon. Her interest in ocean literacy began in 2021 when she started volunteering with the African Marine Mammal Conservation Organization and discovered that schools in Cameroon had limited resources on ocean education. And her interest really grew even more during her National Geographic and Nature Conservancy externship in 2022. Angwei will discuss her Young Explorer project, Ocean Splash, as well as her nonprofit that she started called Bridges, to really encourage schools to include environmental education in their curriculum and inspire children to become ocean stewards. So I will turn it over to Nui if she is here.
I don't think she's quite back yet.
Okay.
I think she's back.
Hello everyone. I'm sorry, my connection wanted to just disturb me.
That's all right. I'm glad you're back. Um, so Jasmine already did an introduction. It was a lovely introduction of you. Are you ready to kick
Missed
it
it.
off? That's all right. You know who you are.
Okay, think I'm ready.
All right. And I think, are you all seeing the presentation?
Yes, it looks wonderful.
Okay, great.
Take it away, Nui.
Okay. Hello everyone. I am called FORBAH Sandra, and my topic today is where curiosity meets the coasts. The audacity to choose education, presented by FORBAH Sandra Wemeto. I was born in the northwest region of Cameroon, but I grew most of my life in the coastal city of Limbe, where I can remember very much when I was young. I would go to the beach with my parents, family on Christmas holidays just to take breeze, get some air, and relax during the holiday periods. But after some time, when I reached about 7 years old, we began to notice that the dark beaches, the dark volcanic beaches of the Limbes coastline started to look another way, not as beautiful as I could remember when I was younger. And growing up right up to the university level, after doing some volunteer works, I got to understand that there were some things labeled as poor waste management, which could be seen clearly on our beaches where waste would just wash up on shore, some of it coming from the inland through rivers that people would dump, and it would find its way right down into the ocean. Also, during my volunteering days with some organizations, because of my curiosity, I realized there was something like biodiversity in our oceans. I realized we had whales, dolphins, and sea turtles, but these were usually never taught to us in our classrooms. And I resulted to an understanding that this was a lack of environmental education and awareness of coastal ecosystems and the degradation that this beautiful ecosystem faces. Next. During my volunteer days with different organizations and the observation I had that environmental education was not part of our educational journey from as basic as primary school right up to the university, I decided to create an initiative called Bridges, which stands for Building Resilient Individuals, Developing Generational Environmental Sustainability, which had as predominant goal to bridge the knowledge gap between young people and the knowledge and topics around the coastal ecosystems, the opportunities and careers that lay unexploited in this sector. So we have Bridges as an initiative that was doing that had focus areas like social outreach, where we'll teach young people in classrooms about the ocean sector, the environment in general, and how they could be stewards. Ocean climate advocacy, this is an area where we'd use social media to advocate for environmental problems and also propose solutions with regards to our context, especially in Cameroon, the things that we could see vividly in Cameroon. Youth mentorship, which was us just getting to know young people, telling them more about the coastal ecosystem, the environment at large, and helping them have an understanding of the different careers that exist, not the basic ones that they knew, with a system that generally just lets these young people know that if you're doing this subject, you must do this career or you must take this career path. So that is what youth mentorship is all about. Nature activism, which is us bringing young people to natural environments and helping them connect more to the environments and building a spirit of stewardship in them. Green entrepreneurship, this is the area where we are looking forward to using environmental problems and turning them into profitable solutions that they could use to, make monies from. And the last, we have partnership, which is just us partnering with other organizations to bring together not just the goal that Bridges has, but helping them also in implementing their own goals. Next slide, please. In 2022, I remember I got on National Geographic radar through the externship program that I had registered for in 2021, but I never got it the first year. 2022, I signed up again and I got that opportunity to study the externship under the National Geographic and the Nature Conservancy marine and coastal ecosystem. Well, I've forgotten the title, but that was the that was the externship I did for 2 months, which helped me to get another insight about the ocean sector, what I was not able to see. The people that I met on this externship, they helped, open my eyes to other environmental problems that were in our environment, so much such that it really pushed me towards education more. And in 2023, late 2023, when I got the Young Explorer nomination, I was asking myself, I'm volunteering with an organization that's dealing with the environment. Which topic can I really put forward under this nomination? But education kept coming. An educational project kept coming, it was really in me to do something about education. Then came the Ocean Splash campaign, which I proposed as my final project, or the Ocean Splash under the theme Learn, Explore, Then Act, an ocean literacy campaign whose primary goal was to take environmental education to schools, helping these young people have another knowledge about our coastal ecosystems, the environment, the opportunities that lay there, and their mutual responsibilities to the environment as my project. Next, please. The educational campaign, the Ocean Splash, commenced with the teachers' engagement session, which was one of my favorites. It took place on the 23rd of March, 2025, wherein we brought together young speakers, some of whom I've had the opportunities to talk with, individuals like Brigitta, AJ, Anthony, Faira, all of these people that I've had the opportunity to learn firsthand from their work online. And we've also had exchanges and, gotten in contact through the Young Explorer program. And it was only right for me to bring them on board to be able to share to these teachers their experiences, their best practices that they are using to engage their communities and the people around them about the ocean. So we had these sessions where they spoke to these teachers, telling them that different methods that they're using to engage not only kids, but communities about the ocean. And this session also ended with the presentation from Stephanie, Dr. Stephanie, who is leading the Blue School Network, and she's currently in Nigeria. The Blue Schools Network is also an international I would say, program that helps bring ocean literacy into schools. So this also was one of the major highlights during this teachers' engagement session that commenced the official campaign of the Ocean Splash program. Next slide, please. At the end of the educational exchange, we had these teachers sign a pledge after what they had learned during the entire session to be able to help them or to permit them commit to continuously engaging their classroom with the different resources that were provided to them during this session, having them commit to engaging their classrooms on environmental and precisely ocean literacy related topics, hence helping the continuity and sustainability of the project even before the actual coursework began. Next slide. Next on, we went to classroom sessions. Initially, we were supposed to engage 4 different schools, but because of some constraints on getting permission from schools, with their timing and the fact that they already had programmed subjects for their students, we resulted to having just 2 schools engage, wherein we brought, I would say, uncommon teaching methods and tools to these schools, which were visual sessions, exchange and storytelling, helping them also to be able to think critically about environmental topics and, generally the different problems that our environments face, which were brought to them into their classrooms in very much engaging ways, or using very much engaging tools to have these young people learn directly and be able to connect to what is happening around them under the environmental educational campaign. The kids that we were engaging during this session were kids with under the ages 10 to 18, but during some activities we had as young as individuals who were 6 years old. Next slide, please. We also had outdoor sessions, and this was one of the most fascinating to some of these young people, because at the end of it, they mentioned to us that they've never really had the chance to visit the ocean or visit these different places which we took them out to on their own or even with their parents, because generally some of these activities or learning about the environment or even little environmental connectedness is really, really uncommon in most of our systems here, especially the educational system. So we're opportunity to take them out to 5 different areas, one of them which was the Limbola Beach, where the activity was termed Activating the Explorer in You. We had photography sessions and painting sessions where these young people looked at the ocean with another eye, in another lens, given the different activities that we had expressed in class. So they were looking at the ocean with another eye, with more anxiety to know more about the biodiversity they could find, the problems they could easily identify around it. And some of them were already proposing some solutions that they were looking forward to engaging in as the days went on. The next community we went to was the Dockyard community. This community is very dear to me because this is the community where I implemented my master's research work on, with a severe waste management problem. So what we did with this community is we had a system made, an early warning system, a simulation that had a coastal community with the ocean, and a practical tower, early warning tower that could detect when water had passed the threshold value. So we used that system in the Dockyard community to engage these kids and some kids that were in this community, telling them about environmental aspects and also using different tools, more practical and hands-on tools to engage these young people. We had them visit the Limber Wildlife Sanctuary that keeps orphaned animals and also some rare species that we have in our coastal, rare and endangered species that we have in our coastal, we have in our terrestrial ecosystem here. They had first-hand tour about these sanctuary. They also visited the Limbe Botanical Gardens, which has many different plants, both plants that are common to the Cameroonian nation and also plants that were imported. So we had all of these activities to help connect these young people more to the environment, help building and also working towards the goal that the Ocean Splash was actually out to promote. Next slide, please. Hands-on activities would say, we had these young people take part in ocean cleanup days, which we had 3 different activities. One in 2024, celebrating the World Ocean Day, another in 2025, also celebrating the World Ocean Day. Then the third, where we had our very young individuals still, with the youngest being 6 years old. We did this in the Limbe Wildlife Center. Excuse me. After we had our tour, we had these young people do a practical session of them collecting or picking waste around this sanctuary and actually segregating them in different boxes or different trash. This was helping them also to learn about the different values we're looking forward to instilling in them during this educational campaign. Next slide, please. Our supports. Firstly, I would like to say a very big thank you to externs who took a very great chance on me in 2022, when I was accepted into the externship program. That actually really got me on Nadio's radar, where I stand today. And with the Young Explorer Award, I was able to start the Ocean Splash campaign, which has helped me all through this point. So the support that I've received from these institutions are something that I hold dear to my heart. And I want to say a big thank you for the opportunity that actually has helped me know that dreams really can do come true. Next slide, please. So we had some recognitions during this time. During our cleanup, World Ocean Day cleanup, 2 of them which were sponsored by the Sea Turtle Organization and the Oceanic Society. During these cleanups, both sessions, 2024 and 2025, we got an award. We got an award for the most trash collected, although this came with mixed feelings, one of them being that we were those who could collect the most waste among the different organizations that were taking part in this World Ocean Day cleanup sponsored by these 2 institutions. But we were also happy to know that because of what we are doing as an initiative, we are helping to put forward this particular problem about waste management and how it's affecting our oceans, to the world and also to the people that were around us and our audience right here in our communities where we are in the city of Limbe. We're also opportune to apply for the Blue Thread Network that recognizes initiatives that are out to encourage ocean literacy in their communities in the best way possible or in however they could at the time. So we were recognized and we joined the Blue Thread Network as an initiative, Bridges, that is looking forward to, or that is continuously engaging young people and their communities in ocean literacy education and building stewards for the ocean. Next slide, please. So the video we just watched, Brian, please, can you go back to the slide and maybe just pause if possible? So the video we just watched was a general result that we got from young people, because before we commence any session with the new class, we have some pre-tests that we give them. And one of the questions that we always ask these young people is, what career do they want to be when they grow older? And it was so overwhelming to see that many of these young people, with over 90% of them indicating that they wanted to be doctors. Just a few who talked about being an engineer, a lawyer, or a policeman. This just took me way back to when I was younger, where I would scream to the top of my voice every time that I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor. So I saw myself in these young people aspiring to become doctors, because those were the careers that were made known to us, that they are careers of somewhat value. We never really got the chance to know about other careers that existed. But now I look at myself and I'm like, it's funny. Some years ago as a kid, I was crying that I wanted to be a doctor when I grew up. But here I am teaching other young people that there are many other careers that you can look forward to being when you grow up, aside becoming a doctor. So this was just a general observation that we had as to how our educational system really blocks the environmental space and the environmental sector from the perspective of young people, and the benefits or the opportunities or exploitable careers that exist in these sectors. Next slide. So with the support from the National Geographic Society and the project Ocean Splash campaign, Learn, Explore, Then Act, we were able to have these impacts in numbers. From our physical interactions, we had 35 teachers engaged from 5 different schools and communities during our teachers engagement session. Over 200 students from the 2 schools and the different communities that we were able to engage, and 5 communities, one of them being the dockyard community. And we also had an online presence, because before this, we didn't have activities online on social media, but we were putting out the different activities that we were doing on our LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok pages. And we had engagements from LinkedIn for 500. We had over 514 followers and individuals who were engaged on our post. On Instagram, we had 1,373 engagements during this campaign, this educational campaign time. On TikTok, we had over 6,640 engagements. On YouTube, where we put forward longer videos of the different activities, we had 967 individuals engaged during this time. Thank you. Please, next slide.
I remember that morning clearly. The sun was warm, the tide was low, and we all came from different communities with great energy and big questions. For many of us, this wasn't just a beach trip. It was our first real chance to see the ocean through new eyes. We don't get in-depth courses about the oceans in our schools. It's part of our life, but somehow not part of our learning. That's why the Ocean Splash is a program to me that seeks to change the narrative. Through art, we learn to express what we saw. We learned about sea turtles and what the ocean means to them. We expressed the beauty we saw and also painted dreams. With cameras in our hands, we became explorers. We captured things adults don't always notice. We framed beauty and pollution in the same shot.
The title of our excursion today is Activating the Explorer in You. Yeah, I've learned a lot. We started with a session called photography. With that session, I learned how to do a snap of the oceans, how to capture the right perfect moments, and I learned about the rule of thorns. which states that to take an image, you have to follow the graphic lines, and the image is supposed to be in the middle of one of the lines on either of both sides.
We had conversations too, simple but powerful, about plastics, fish, tides, and the future.
Then moved towards painting. We painted structures of the sea, we painted what we saw, trees, rocks, and that was an exciting adventure.
And it opened up different perspectives as to how our educational system is failing to bring us up in the understanding of nature.
I also learned about small creatures which live around the ocean, especially snails. They are small in nature, very small and tiny. They live in rocky areas. Very excited that we have this program here because I've never had any such experience. To advise parents that when your child is curious about finding out more things, it's not good to stop them. Instead, encourage them on their dreams.
As children, when you let us connect with nature, we rise.
So this was a video submission that we did for the Bow Seats Film Contest for Ocean Awareness. One of the I would say highlights of our campaign, because we let these young people know that not only learning about their environment or the ocean is a way of, getting connected, but also participating in international competitions. So we had that video of our beach outing put together and had one of these participants narrate this what they felt or what they saw during that outdoor session, and it was submitted for the Bow Seats film contests for ocean awareness. We unfortunately never won, but it was a step that showed that we had much more to do, and also that we were helping these young people learn more and get into the international system that, talks about the ocean literacy, and generally their understanding and connections to the ocean grew even more after these activities. Next slide, please. After all the activities that we've had with the kids, outdoor sessions and classwork, games, new discoveries, here are the students for themselves describing these experiences in one word.
Effective. Amazing.
Ocean discoveries.
Experiences.
In-depth education.
One.
Adventurous. That there's a moon at the ocean.
Ocean literacy.
Exploration.
Interesting.
I am the ocean. Increasing our vocabulary.
Inspiring and creative.
Incroyable. Ocean Splash.
So this was just a short video where we had these young people describe their perspective about the ocean splash in one word, and some of them gave a little more over one word, but that was just how they felt during that time. Next slide, please. So after the ocean splash campaign that we successfully hit many of our goals, the general goals that were indicated during the proposal that I was making for my Young Explorer project, which was engaging young people, using different teaching techniques, storytelling, outdoor sessions, providing resources to teachers during the engagement sessions. We hit most of those. I wouldn't say all, because if I really look deep, there are some things that we probably never had implemented during the session, but 90% would say was done. And our vision for the future, what I, as an individual, and Bridges is looking forward to, is continuing this educational aspects in another way. And we started off with that by getting a space and creating the Ocean Splash Academy. This, I would say, was something personal to me. The award money from the Young Explorer that I was supposed to spend anyhow, I decided to get a space, equip it, and continue or help to sustain the continuity of what I did during the entire campaign. You know, setting up a space as such where we could have more in-session works with these young people, also engage them even more in the using ocean literacy tools and the different tools that we were able to establish during the time that we were doing the ocean splash campaign. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The different resources that we used during the campaign and what we are still looking forward to using, one of them being the Explorer Classroom program. The previous slide, Brian. Being the Explorer Classroom program, this was one of the activities we used to engage these kids on during the campaign, and it's what we are still looking forward to using in the Ocean Splash Academy. And currently we've had 2 different schools reach out to us with the little way we've been able to put the Explorer Classroom out there to schools, reach out to us, and we already have the slot for the 29th taken, and also the next Explorer Classroom session. So we're looking forward to using EduLab resources and also helping generally the new participants of this program, help them build more on their Explorer mindset while using the former participants to act as, you know, I would say alumni, helping the newer individuals to learn more from whatever they had learned prior in the educational, during the educational campaigns. Next slide, please. Other resources, practical hands-on tools. This is the early warning system that was made by one of our team members that actually depicts a coastal community with the ocean on one side and the little forest on another side. But this community, the dockyard community precisely, is one that usually faces floods. So we had an early warning system or tower, that showed a means through which floods could be easily identified and then alert the community so that they can, you know, maybe run away from the floods before it actually takes them up unaware. Next slide, please. So Cameroon is a coastal country, yet most children growing up both near the ocean and in inland cities only face the consequences of human negative impacts on the ocean, but they are never given real chances to study and learn about its incredible biodiversity and beauty. So this is generally the reasons why I've been locked out. What's happening?
Is everything okay?
Oh, sorry, I clicked my screen. I thought I went off the meeting. Oh, sorry. So
You're
this
still
is
here.
sorry, this is generally why I felt the deep need for the Ocean Splash campaign and looking forward to continue to scale this up, because like someone who has gone through the educational system of Cameroon right from the primary sector, I've seen firsthand the lack of educational courses in this sector being brought forward to us as young people, and even the benefits. It was not until I got to the university and started volunteering with organizations, an organization that was interested in the ocean sector, that I knew that we had whales and dolphins that would usually come in different seasons in our coastal environment, in our coastal ecosystems right here in the city of Limbe, where I'd grown all my life. So that really pushed me to bring education, or to take education on another level towards bringing, you know, these different perspectives to young people right from classroom, so they have a broader knowledge about what the environmental ecosystem can provide them, aside the fact that we depend seriously on protein resources coming from the coast, but there are other important aspects about our coastal ecosystems. And the different activities that they do as young people helps the mutual health of both themselves as individuals and the oceans at large. Next slide, please. So I would really like to do a huge shout out to my team. I am so fortunate to live in the city that is not very far from the young explorers of Cameroon for the year 2023 and 2025. Tabe Brandon and Jabi Kati, I would say, have been tremendous help to me during this period, during my entire program. And just to say that what the Young Explorer program has done for us, because before then we lived just not far from each other, but we never knew ourselves. But after the Young Explorer connections, we've been able to do so much work together, and they've been helping me out on my project so immensely that I had to give a shout out to them. We also have Asaba Joshua, who is a member of the Bridges, who has been helping me out tremendously. And another shout out to the extern community where I met Carla Aguilera. She is also an alumni of the National Geographic and the Nature Conservancy externship, who met me during 2023, where Bridges was just a very blur vision at that time. I never had any brand colors, any logos, no posters, no flyers whatsoever. And based on the call she made out to our alumni group, I reached out to her and I told her what I was just imagining in my head. And she helped me bring all these designs to fruition and to what you can see Bridges looking at this point on our social media, with our flyers, with our colors, with putting together our cover letter. So Carla has been of very great help, hence emphasizing the importance or the benefits of the communities that we've been able to grow in during our externship and the National Geographic Explorer opportunities. Also, a shout out to Silas Aaron, who is a Ghanaian, and he's helping us currently with our website. Wari Bilson, who is a student engineer who constructed the entire early warning system that we use to educate young people. So these are individuals of my team that I am so happy to give a shout out to them on this presentation. Next slide, please. So some of our ongoing projects entail the full engagement of different schools using the Explorer Classroom. Like I mentioned, we already have a school that is set out for the 29th of January. So should be looking out for us on there. And on the 1st of February, we have a waste transformation training for fish women sellers from the dockyard community, where we'd have them come to the space and using some waste materials that they get from there to put together and prepare or to transform into ecological charcoal. So this is us being Bridges trying to find ways to turn trash into a sellable product, while engaging these community members and women, about how they can help or learn some skills that can help them transform waste, hence helping, our coastal ecosystem in general. And we are also looking forward to hosting a swim training for 10 young people and 10 teachers before the end of this year, because during our interactions with these young people, the fact that many of them cannot swim consistently builds fear in them, so much such that they are not even able to look at the ocean in another way, or to see the ocean as an area that they could exploit, or even, want to contribute some things to. So we are hoping that building their confidence through swimming, which we are looking forward to still implement before the year 2026 runs to an end, would help build the confidence of these young people and teachers as well, that will probably permit them to engage more in ocean literacy, ocean training, and also tell a friend to tell a friend, and as such helping to build a ripple around ocean-related topics, careers in general, and all of that. Next slide, please. So what we are offering as Bridges and the Ocean Splash Academy is our accumulated experience and devotion to implementing our stated projects in coastal communities and providing clear impacts and deliverables, entailing, doing exactly what we are saying that we are doing, and making an impact in the little ways that we can. So far, what we have are very bold ideas to engaging young people and coastal inhabitants about, the ocean, the environment, how we can be stewards. And to the best of our knowledge, the Ocean Splash Academy, from where I know at this point, is the very first structured initiative that is looking forward to engaging young people in the ocean sector. And I'm currently in the space right now. And we have successfully paid this space for a period of 6 months. We have a projector that we are using to teach these young people. We have a laptop. We successfully have registered Bridges as an initiative. So we are legally recognized as an initiative that is teaching young people about the environment and also engaging in capacity building trainings with coastal communities. We have an organizational account, and we have a Bridges website, which is on the way by some of our team members. Next slide, please. What we need as Bridges or as, individuals, we are hoping and looking forward to having certified educators trained, or exchange program where ourselves and some teachers could learn firsthand how to bring more closely or more in-depthly ocean literacy education to their classrooms. Educational resources such as books, toolkits, and learning modules to really help push forward the goal that the Ocean Splash Academy is working on. Would also appreciate collaborators, sponsors, or partners to help push the vision of the Ocean Splash and Bridges forward. Funding to help sustain our Ocean Splash Academy, global visibility, to really show that we are doing something that is new, something that is unheard of so much, and also very uncommon when it comes to Cameroon and its coastal ecosystem. More access to ocean documentaries, something that some of these documentaries that we cannot really easily access at this point, that would help us, educate these young people in another way. New technologies for educational engagements. What we have in hand right now are the things that we are using, but we are also looking forward to, help and support on more different technologies that could be used to help more to engage these young people and the participants more about our oceans, and helping them to become stewards that can make actionable decisions with the knowledge that they'll be able to accumulate during our interactions. Next slide, please. We are imagining a generation of Cameroonian youths who don't just live near the ocean, or who don't just, or young people and youths who live in the hilly areas of Bamenda, where I was born. We are imagining a generation where they don't just know that the ocean exists along Cameroon's borders, but they understand the ocean more. They can speak up for the ocean, as well as with their accumulated knowledge, they can help in protecting it. So this is what Bridges and the Ocean Splash see for the future, and we are working quietly towards building this for communities in the coast of Cameroon, while looking forward to engaging in inland communities. And we are hoping that you join us as we help the next generation of Cameroonians learn to make sustainable decisions for our oceans. Next slide, please. We are on all social media platforms, and we'll be so happy if you guys could check us out and see what we've been able to do so far. Next slide. Thank you so much for listening.
That was absolutely wonderful. I am so blown away by the the sheer number of things that you're working on all at once. And I'm really impressed with the way in which you're kind of shifting priorities and developing new opportunities based on what you're learning from the community. Adding swim lessons as a component. I think that that's incredible. I wanted to start. I had a question. In all of these different components that you're working on, what are some of the pieces that you think resonate most with students and with the local community?
Sorry, I didn't
So
quite get that.
yeah, sorry. So there's so many different pieces to Ocean Splash and to splash into this campaign. What are some of the pieces, or what's the piece that you think kids are really most excited about, or that's really been eye-opening for them?
We have at the top level the outdoor experiences because most of them are so used to going to school, learning theoretically, even some of the things that they learn in classrooms, they really do not have first-hand knowledge about. So taking them on these different outdoor tours, getting them to engage directly with our environment and building like a bridge between what they hear in their classrooms and seeing it firsthand was one of the activities that was most exciting to these young people. So it also helped them to be able to talk about these different aspects and topics in real life and not probably what they had heard in theory, but they were able to talk now with reference to environments and ecosystems that they had visited. So we have that, and the aspect of looking into waste management, in our communities and in our coastal communities. The reasons why we are looking forward to doing a waste transformation training come 1st of February, because waste management and improper waste disposal is one of the most, I don't know if to say threatening aspects that we are having so far in our coastal communities right now. So these are some of the projects that really resonated with the participants as young people and also the communities that we are working with.
I think that's awesome. People may have noticed that your background looks familiar, and you did briefly mention that you're in the space, but do you want to like give us a little tour of the Ocean Splash space that you set up that you're actually calling in from today?
Yes, I'll be so excited to do that. It's not very big, but it could take up to about 25 young persons at a time. But we are looking forward to expanding it even more as the years go. So I'm using my front camera. I'll just start from the door. So when we get in, I have this displayed right here. And I don't know how clear this picture is, but that is just me, I would say, marking a territory.
In
On
a
this
in a
other
Nat
side,
Geo t-shirt, right?
yeah. And on this other side, we have another display of the different activities in the different areas where we've been able to take these kids to with some more learning materials, a little setting of table on this side. When we turn to this side, we have the bigger section where there are about 18 chairs with 2 tables, and our bridges roll up. When we turn to this side, this is my desk where I do a little bit of work. And then on this side, I made a desk that has the possibility of taking 3 different chairs where we could have even visitors aside the participants who could take, have some space to learn and do some work. And here we have our early warning system on display right here, where we'd use to also teach these young people more on this sector. And then because we are using some very interesting skills to educate these young people, we have, I don't know if you get easel stands because we are doing paintings. if I take it a little bit downward, you'd see some of the paintings that were done by these kids, all displayed here, some games that we want to use to really entertain these young people. And then I'll go a little bit downwards. We have some painting materials already set here, looking forward to engaging young people in the arts of, paintings and more relaxing activities for their engagement. This entire section here is our library, but for now we don't have books. We are looking forward to, receiving books. So during that period, we would have, books on this shelf where it's going to serve as the library where we pack these books where these young people could come in and learn from the books that we have. And then on this side, we have some displayed. This was actually a drawing. This was actually a drawing that was made during our educational session with children, where we were talking about sea turtles, the different types of sea turtles. So we put it up here, to just continue our educational advocacy for oceans and its species on here. So yes, generally that is the tour of our space from this side. So yeah, thank you.
The space is amazing, and I just think the students in the community are so lucky to have this space as a resource. And I hope we can maybe someone on this call can get some more books over to you. Just a little plug. So we're just out about time, but if there's any final questions, please feel free to raise your hand. We can stay a couple minutes extra. If anyone thinks of questions afterwards, or you're watching this recording and you've got questions, Ringway, please just reach out to myself, to Jasmine, to Mary, and we'd be happy to connect you and to pass along those questions. Um, Thank you so much for taking time to join us and for being here and for sharing your work and for continuing to do such wonderful work in a way. It's really, really amazing. Thank you.
Thank